Hey there, Start here. Whole lot of content going on this week. That, of course, is a joke. There is nothing but a rerun event going on this week. I've already done my, autopilot to, I think, 60,000. You got to get 60,000 points to get the crest rewards this week from this event. I'm going to go ahead and just, tell Gumi F you for for once again removing the 2,000 lapis from the 80,000 points. You do at least get a 10+1 ticket for getting to 80,000 points, but it's like, come on, you're not going to give us any content, any real content to do this week, and you're going to take away 2,000 lapis that we normally get from these events. Like when the event first came out, 80,000 points was 2,000 lapis. So what about the folks that weren't here for that event? This is new to them. They just miss out on 2,000 lapis. All right, cool, whatever. Thanks, but no thanks, Gumi. All right. So I did part one of the sealed tower, which is sort of like, it's the tower that you have to get through in order to access Garuda, who is the latest Esper in the game. I did both levels, on my own. Didn't want to record them because I wanted to go in blind and just kind of like experience it. I enjoy doing explorations without like looking at a map. And I like just kind of going through because it feels more like a Final Fantasy game that way. I'm just like, I'm doing it on my own and kind of, making the mistakes, going through the exploration and just kind of fumbling my way through it. That's sort of enjoyable to me. So, once I did it, I completed the dungeon. And then apparently if you go back to like try and redo the dungeon, I wanted to go back and record it and, show you guys, because I did that for the first part. And there was a bug and the game kept crashing when I would like re-encounter some of the bosses. And, that's apparently a bug. And they have fixed it, quote unquote. You can't see me doing air quotes, but I'm doing air quotes. They have fixed it by simply removing the optional bosses, Militar Hund and Ritari Hinky. Militar Hund is the first one you encounter, and then Ritari Hinky is the one right before the final boss, which, by the way, that one, I'll talk to you more about that one. That one nearly made me rage quit. I was tilting pretty hard on Ritari Hinky, and I'll explain why once we get in there. But yeah, they've simply removed those. So when I go in there now, I won't be able to actually show you what to do for those bosses. I'll just have to explain. But basically, I use the same rotation for all the mini bosses. So there is, I think, one mini boss left that I can sort of go up against for you and just kind of explain, how that rotation works. They're almost all, I think, I think they're all second turn kills, because it's just, you take one setup turn and then boom, you kill them. Although with the exception of the Ritari Hinky, yeah, we'll discuss that when we get in there. So anyways, all right, level 2. So I have completed it. I did do all the missions. I managed to find all the chests without using the wiki. I was very, very happy. And because the hidden chest in this one, so just like level 1, there was a hidden chest, but it was fairly visible. So it was fairly easy to find. Unlike level 1, where it was very easy to miss that one. At least it was for me. So anyways, let's get in here. So if you do complete it, complete it, you get 300 lapis just for finishing it. It also unlocks the next area, unlocks the Sky Dais, where you will go up against Garuda. And then if you beat the final boss within 5 turns, you get another 7,000. So 1,000 lapis, that's pretty nice. And then Nylika gets she gets the 8 times chain cap, which is pretty awesome. And she gets Elemental Burst Lightning, which is a 150 amp. So, Nylika is not too shabby. However, her, I think her LB, it's like they're all racial LBs. So like they only have a modifier if you're going up against certain races or something like that. So, She can be potentially strong if the boss you're going up against lines up with like I think it's like 3 races. So it's like each modifier is 100 times, but only against certain races. So it's like, yeah, it's highly specific. But anyways, she can be potentially strong in certain situations. So yeah. Will I ever use her? I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, so I'm gonna grab a friend. So it does automatically filter them for you. You can only take Season 4 units into this fight. So I'm gonna grab a Tyvis because Tyvis is definitely the best for this one. Now, this is the level where having accuracy is going to help you get through the level because the level is filled with fog, right? And so that's the excuse they're using for setting up a 200% physical evasion field. And so, yeah, they basically want to force you to use magic, but you can get around it by building a TDH unit, such as Tyvis, with 200% accuracy. And that's how we're going to get around this. Okay, so I'm using the same team I used on level 1. I showed you the gear in that one, but I'll show it again. So I have a Tyvis and Ish. And so to build them 200% accuracy, they have 25% innately. They get 50% from their great sword from their STMR. Cloud's Close is another 25%, right? So that's 100% right there. They get 25% from things like Gothic Amulet that do double hand with 25%. Okay, so that's 125. And then, yeah, we've got 3 TDH materials here that all do another 25% for 200% accuracy. Okay, Game of Chizuru's card, nice budget card. Preemptive LB boost is nice. They do benefit from that because their LB is just a straight physical damage. All right, so it just gives them a 300 times LB mod instead of a 200 times. Makes their LB a little bit stronger, which is nice. All right. Other than that, pretty basic gear. They're really just here for the LB, for the Imperil and the Imperil field. That's why I brought them along. Okay, they do have a decent spread of killers. They don't even have full LB damage boost though, so yeah, they're not primary damage at all. Runda is just doing Runda things. I do have him with the Runda head burst, but I never actually end up using it. And yeah, just some pretty budget gear for him. There will be a lot of magic damage in from these enemies, so you know. Runda's not going to be doing a whole lot of covering, but his mitigation is still very useful, and then you just use Shelga on the party, and as long as there are breaks, you're good to go. Tyvis, so for him, to get him to 200% accuracy, just like Tyvis and Ish, he comes innately with 25%. His Greatsword gives him another 50%. 10-gallon hat is another 25%. Soul of Palladia is another 25% there. And then, yeah, 3 TDH materials get him to 200% plus his own STMR, of course, which is nice. I gave him Bunny Bosom Buddies just because it's my favorite vision card for obvious reasons. You don't need this vision card. It's just it's a nice one to have because it has a good spread of killers, which is kind of nice. It's got Machine and Reaper killers, which we will go up against Machine and Reapers in this one. And an Aquan, I think. I think the second mini-boss is an Aquan. It could be a demon, though. I can't remember. We'll find out when we get there. But yeah, it's got a good spread of killers for this particular dungeon, but it's definitely not necessary. So here's my Tyvis's build. So he's got 300 beasts because the first boss you encounter is a beast. The second one is either aquatic or demon, but he's got 300 aquatic, 250 demon, so that's good. The final boss is a machine, so definitely want 300% machine. And then there is a Reaper. He's only got 200%, but that's fine. If you want to give him some more Reaper killer, you can, certainly. All right, and he does have full LB damage yet, so that's important. All right, Leftia. So you'll notice she's got Genji Shield, all right? So this is for that third boss that I told you that nearly made me... oh man, I was raging. So yeah, the third mini boss, the Reaper, will do an AoE death on the first turn. It's not a 100% chance, it's an 80% chance, which is still way too high, if you ask me. And it's kind of honestly, it feels like a bad joke that they just stick a boss like 3/4 of the way through that does AoE death on your party on the first turn. Yeah, the first time I ran through the dungeon, I got through that boss. I had already spent like 30 minutes in the dungeon. I got to that boss. First turn, I did all my setup. First turn, boom, whole team was dead except for Runda, and I just I just turned off my phone and like and just walked away. I was livid. So anyways, that was like 30 minutes wasted. So I came back in again later, and I was like, okay, it's a Reaper. I'm just going to go and full life it. I walked in, used full life on him. Did not work. He is resistant to full life. He did the AoE death again. Thankfully, only like 2 people died. And because even then I didn't gear for death resist. I was like, you know what? No, screw it. He's a Reaper. Surely I can just go in and kill him with full life. And when that didn't work, I freaked out again. But yeah, he only killed 2 people that time, and so I was able to make it. I was able to get back on my feet and kill the boss by like turn 3, I think, because it does it again on turn 3, which is just insane. But anyways. So yes, death resist on Leftia, okay? Riku's pouch for any ailments you might get, Obsidian Bracer for the auto breaks, and then just bulk. It's really all you need. You do have to give her equip H shield so that you can actually equip Genji shield. But yeah, and that's what it's there for. Tulian also has death resist. All right, you'll notice I also gave him Phoenix Esper. That way, in case, because the only people in the party that don't have death resist are the damage dealers, the Tyvuses, Tyvus and Ish. They don't have death resist. So if they all die, then Tulian will just summon Phoenix and bring them all back to life, and then you set up on turn 2, kill on turn 3. All right? But yeah. I guess thankfully I won't have to, actually go through that with you guys here, because man, it was a bit of a pain in the butt. But yeah, anyways, just my forewarning there. Yeah, so just some basic bulk gear for him. All right, he doesn't really need much. So death resist. Tulian's Gauntlet is definitely good for the Heltengret ability, because that does the 88% breaks. We'll use that on like the final boss, which is really helpful. Okay. And I think that's it. Yep. Okay. I'll take a look at my friend Tyvus. So yeah, they should also be built for 200% accuracy. It looks like it. Yep. So they've got all that jazz ready to go. Also good spread of killers. Yep. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So let's get in here and let's see how we do this. Hopefully this one shouldn't take as long because they've removed 2 of the bosses. It's also, the puzzle isn't really nearly as complicated as level 1. There's not so much like back and forth and all that stuff. So let's just go ahead and get in here and get this done. All right. So I've already got the map. You won't have the map at first. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to toggle the map off. All right, just to show you what it'll look like when you're first traveling through. Okay. I'll toggle that off. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to just, you see that fog that's everywhere, right? So that's what creates that field. Okay. So you're just going to go up and then to the right. All right, so the field for me is already down to 100% because I've already cleared the dungeon. So, units like Tulian, for example, are gonna hit where they normally wouldn't. The nice thing is, because because of this field, they set it up so that the bosses have higher spirit, but lower defense, because they're expecting you to use magic against these bosses. So they're actually very easy to kill with units like Tyvus, because they have very low defense. All right, so all we have to do to kill these guys, we don't even have to worry about chaining. All right, so Tulian just does his LB, Runda can just do his LB, 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 LB. All right, so basically Lefty is just doing the fire imbue with the amp. All right, Tulian uses LB for the breaks. Runda just does his LB because that's what Runda does. because he can't chain. Like even now with the 100% evasion, since he doesn't have any accuracy, he would still miss. Okay. But yeah, we'll send the breaks, send Tyvis and Ish, and then send both Tyvises. They don't have to chain at all. The damage is enough to kill. And there you go. So then we can basically just hit repeat and use that the same thing for all the regular mobs in this dungeon. And of course, random encounter chances are just just as high as you would love them to be. Okay, so I'm just gonna hit repeat because you know, unlike the first level where we actually had to like focus on chaining because the bosses had decent defense. Oh man, it's like actually waiting, isn't it? Oh my gosh, that's right, because I have it set to actually do exactly what I did in the last fight. So it captured my delay and everything that I did while I was kind of talking you guys through it. So I'm gonna next time I'm just gonna reload. I'm gonna do it much faster so that goes quicker. All right, so there is a chest, as you can see right there. Definitely grab that because you have to get all 7 treasures in order to get one of the missions. But you're going to come down here. This is to activate the map. And there's a little pedestal right here. So make sure you talk to the pedestal. Since I've already talked to it, it's not going to reactivate it. And that'll give you your map. Okay. So now let's back out of here. All right, now this time I'm going to reload and then do it faster so that it just goes quick. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, so now we go back out. All right, if you missed the treasure the first time, grab it this time for sure. There is also some crysts over here. All right, you'll come around the corner. Yep, lots of boss encounters. Okay. All right. Yeah, and this is so much easier than like trying to bring in like, you know, Ish and Call or something to do magic damage. So much better. Oh my goodness, this is like insane. All of these. Okay, just gonna hit repeat. Hopefully it'll do it nice and quick. All right, and so there's a little Moogle here that says, oh, strong enemies lying in wait. So you come up here, and this is where you would normally fight the first boss, which you have to defeat in order to go into the next floor. And this is the Hound, which is the beast. It's very simple. You know, you basically just have run to do his LB for the mitigations. You'll have Leftia do the fire imbue, do the party buff, and then do Shelga for the magic mitigation, because the boss, I think, does some magic damage on turn 1. And then, yeah, Tyvises just do their mod boost to set up. And then you can have Tyvis and Ish basically do their setup. And then everybody, on the second turn, you have Leftia give the chaining ability to the party, which does the Oriole Ray chain, which is fire magic, which is nice because it doesn't. That way, it's not affected by accuracy. So then you can use Tulian and Runda to chain and have your Tyvises land the finisher. Should kill the boss on turn 2, no problem. All right, so this is the level with the quote-unquote puzzle. So it's a bit of a maze where you have all these little orbs. You see the orb down there on the level below, the floor, or the little passageway below. Those orbs change the map. And so you see there's like a section missing right up there. You see that little exclamation point on the map? There's that section missing. So by touching this orb, it will actually change the map and add sections to certain places and take away sections elsewhere, so that you can cross into certain levels, but it will then block your path to other levels. So I'll show you sort of the quickest way to get through this and make sure that you get everything along the way. Okay, so we'll go ahead and touch the first orb. Yep. All right, make sure you say yes. All right, so now you see the path above has been linked. Okay, don't forget, grab your crysts. And don't forget to fight a random battle. Here we go. All right, so now we can cross here, find another random encounter. Gotta love it. So I think this is the first time we've got like a different set of enemies, but don't worry, same thing applies to these guys. Okay. And there you go. Everybody dies. Great. Okay, so now what you want to do, all right, you want to go ahead and turn to the right here. I guess it's Rain's left, our right, Rain's left, since he's coming down the hallway there. And as soon as we finish this mob, we're going to touch the next orb to once again change the map. So basically, the map just has two phases. And so, like anytime you touch an orb, it basically just changes it back. So this is actually changing it back to the way that it was when we first entered the room. So you can think of it like an A and B. So now we're back to A, or the initial map, which allows us to cross here and fight another random mob. Come on. So you see Tulian is still missing because I haven't actually given Tulian any accuracy gear. He sometimes hits because I think he has like 75% accuracy because he's got 25% innate, and then his axe gives him 50%, but he doesn't have 100%, so he still misses. So here there's a boss. Oh, they removed this one too. Okay, so this one is like a demon. I think it's either an Aquan or a demon. It's like the Mind Flayer, basically. Just like I explained before, you basically just take one turn to set up, and on turn 2, you just chain it up. You have Leftia imbue the party with the magic chaining move, so that Tulian and Runda can chain for Tyvis to cap with his normal LB, and that'll kill the boss. Turn 2, no problem. All right, very good. So that's another treasure. So I think that's, how many treasures is that now? I think that's only 2. And there are 7 in the in the dungeon. All right, random mobs. Very good. All right. So now we got to reactivate this so that we can continue on our way. All right. Now we're going to come down here. All right. You may be tempted to go straight. Don't. Make sure you turn. Okay. You may also be tempted to touch that orb. All right. All right. Don't touch it. Come on down, straight down. Okay, don't forget to wipe out the mobs along the way. Okay, so come on down here. Oh my goodness. All right. And I wish they didn't have to tell you that there's a field every single time you encounter them. It's like, yes, I know. It's been a field this whole time. You don't have to tell me that. Okay. Getting there, getting there. At least the battles are quicker here. Oh my goodness. All right. Come on. Come on. All right. Now, all right, I'm going to say no real quick, just because I want to show you what the map looks like currently. Okay. So the reason why we skipped the one that we passed just before is because that would have gotten rid of the link that would have allowed us to come down here. We're going to activate this one, which is going to allow us to go back and get a chest that is on that sort of island that you see right in the middle. Okay, so by activating this one, we'll be able to access that one on the island. Now you may be wondering how we're going to get there. Don't worry. All right, there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there is a will, there's also random encounters. My God. Huh. They really need to have a limit on these. At least these are much easier, and there's like no chance of screwing up by like missing a chain. That happened a few times on level 1, which can be a little frustrating. All right. So now in here, we're going to come all the way down, make sure you grab this treasure chest, and then you're going to walk all the way down here, making sure to wipe out all the random encounters along the way. And, you know, we do the LBs so that we're not using any MP, because you could definitely run out of MP very, very quickly if you were using, you know, normal abilities. So come all the way down here, all right? Sorry, I'll toggle on the map. And then you come up here, and you touch this door here, and it says, looks as though you may be able to go through. And if you say yes, you will go through. Now, it is a one-way door, all right? So do keep that in mind. So if you miss that treasure chest or something like that, you know, say no, make sure you go back and grab it. Because once you go through here, you cannot come back this way. But I'm going to say yes. All right, and that brings us back here. Okay, very nice. So it's a very easy way to get to that door. But, all right, we need to make sure we collect all of our treasures. So we are going to turn left here and go get that little treasure that's out on that island. That's why we touched that orb. All right, let's get through the random encounters. Come on. Okay. Go, go, go. Get me out of here. All right. Oh, my God. I took 2 steps, literally. I took 2 steps. Are you kidding me? Really should have loaded up on random encounter reduction gear here. Okay, yes, thank you. All right, so there's chest number, what are we on, number 4? Yep, so that's the 4th chest, I think. Ah, lovely. Okay. And the chests in here have Nylika's crowns, her silver crowns, to upgrade her abilities, which you definitely need to use to make her, at all competent. I think they add mod boosts to her LB, which makes her stronger, especially if she's matching up to the boss races. All right, we're gonna come through here. All right, another Moogle telling you that there is a strong boss. La-di-da. All right, come on. I just want to get through this. Okay, come on. All right, now this is the room that had the Reaper. Okay, the Reaper boss. So this is the one that can potentially be a huge pain in the ass. Okay, so your option is to try and kill it on turn 1 by having Leftia do her imbue, the buff, and then the magic the magic chaining skill that she can give to Runda and Tulian, and you can try and just go ahead and cap a chain right there on turn 1 and kill the boss outright. If your units are strong enough, you could probably pull it off. You'll only have the 80% breaks from the Obsidian Bracer, but it might be enough. So, give it a shot. Otherwise, you can just try and do some chip damage on turn 1. On when the boss does its AoE death, you can, pray to RNGesus and hope that, your Tyvuses don't die. If they do, Tulian re-raises them by summoning Phoenix Esper. And then Leftia can reapply the buffs to everybody. And then you set up and just kill it on turn 3. Yep. So that's the plan there. So this is the room that's probably the closest thing to a puzzle. And it's not really a puzzle. So you have this room with these 6 flowers. So you see the vines growing all over the place in the flowers. So there is a treasure hiding underneath one of these flowers. And so you need to make sure that you fight the flower. Each of these flowers is a Malboro. We'll just encounter one and examine it. And it says something's attacking you. Oh my gosh. And it's a Malboro. So it's and they're not difficult. They're about as weak as a normal mob. I'll use this as an example of what you would do against the mini bosses though. So you could do Flame Garden, Prayer for the People, Machine Einsatz. Okay. And this could potentially work as a turn 1 kill. Oh, she hasn't cast it yet. Anyways, Tyvus initial just do LB, LB, LB. Okay. Now everyone should have Magic Artillery. So we'll go ahead and do Magic Artillery. Okay. And then, yeah, you basically just, start Tyvus Nish, then start Tyvus, wait a second, start your chain. Very, very simple. And since it's magic, you can chain it, all right, even with the evasion field, and there you go. Okay. And so you can use that on all the Malboros, no problem. And you can kill all 6 of them. You don't have to kill all 6 of them, though. If you look very carefully, you won't see it here because I've already collected the treasure. But you know how treasures and explorations, not treasures in treasure chests, but ones like if you're going, like say you've been given an objective from an NPC from a village or something to go out to so-and-so exploration and look for this trinket or something. And it's usually like a set of little sparkles. If you haven't done an exploration in a while, you may not remember what those look like, but the little set of sparkles, you'll see underneath one of these flowers, you'll see that set of sparkles. And if you go ahead and kill that marble, you go straight to that one. You look for the one with the sparkles. It's random which one it's going to be on. For me, it was actually this one up here. That was actually the one that had the treasure for me. But I think it's random which one it goes under. So you look for the sparkles, and then you kill that Malboro, and you collect the treasure. And at that point, you can stop. You don't have to kill anymore. At that point, you then come over to this side of the room. You see this little square right there on the wall. That's a switch, and you say yes, and that will remove all the Malboros. All right, it clears the room and opens the door for you to go to the final boss. Now, don't do that until you have collected that treasure, until you've killed the Malboro with the treasure, because if you clear the room, the treasure will disappear with the Malboro, and you won't be able to get it. You have to come back and do it all over again. So keep that in mind. Now also, before you move on, this is where the hidden treasure is. Okay, right here. There we go. So it's right there, so you just go right through the little hidden pathway, and there you go. You got it. All right, so that's probably the most quote-unquote complex puzzle. It's not even really that. But yeah, so this one's definitely much easier to navigate than level 1. So now we just keep on going, and it's time to fight the final boss. So here he is. He is a machine. It's basically like Igaion, big machine with 2 big fat arms. All right, so this one will be a 2-turn clear. All right, Runda starts with his LB for the mitigations. Tulian. All right, everyone's already got an 80% break, but we're going to do Heltengrep on the body, because if you kill the body, the arms die. So it's very, very simple. So just focus on the body. We'll do Flame Garden, Prayer for the people, and then we'll do Shelga. Because this is a 2-turn clear, we'll need to make sure everyone has some magic mitigation. They'll already get 80% general from Runda, but we need some magic mitigation for the magic damage. All right, Tyvis and Ish, we'll just do Ferocity, Will of a Hero, and Elemental Burst Fire, because this is the final boss, so we might as well use everything. Time to finish, Tyvis' Spirit, Elemental Burst Fire. Okay, same thing here. Oh, my friend unit doesn't have STMR, that's fine. So we'll do time to finish, not losing anything more, Elemental Burst Fire. Okay, so there's some magic damage, that's why we use the Shelga. All right, Leftia is now going to do her Macht Einsatz. Okay, again, make sure you're focusing on the body. Grossenschlag. Magic Artillery. Magic Artillery. And just like we did on the Malboro. Okay. All right, we just start our finishers, wait a second, send the chainers, and kill this thing. All right, let's do it. And there you go. All right, easy peasy. More than enough damage to kill this thing. And there we go. Cleared it out. Easy peasy. Much faster than level 1. Yeah, level 1 was definitely a bit of a slog, but this one seemed a lot quicker. It definitely helps when they removed 3 of the 4 bosses for the re-clear, but so it might go a little bit slower for you guys if you're doing it for the first time. But yeah, there it is. All right, and yeah, there's all your treasures. All right, so I'm pretty sure we got all 7 of them, didn't we? Hope so. Anyways. So once you've done that, then you have to go back to the Special Forces training ground. You talk to the guy, the same guy that you talked to start the whole sealed tower mission and everything. You talk to him again. He says, "Oh, that's really crazy. There's some like powerful force. Now please go check out the Sky Dais." And at that point, the Sky Dais then becomes available. Okay, the Raptor Sky Dais. And I'll just show you real quick. So I have cleared this already. I haven't done an all missions clear because all I wanted was the Esper. So I will at some point this week go back and actually do like a full all missions clear where you defeat Garuda with a limit burst. I'll use Wondrous Flash Lightning because you get because lightning damage is amplified in this fight, so it's really good to use lightning damage, and so lightning is going to enjoy it. So I'll bring her in here at some point and do that clear, and I'll get that to you guys at some point during the week. All right, I'll be working on it over the weekend probably, and then first thing Monday try and do a vid on it. But I will really quickly just show you how to do this the easy way, just to acquire the Esper. All right, so I'm not even going to take a friend, don't need one. I'm going to come over here and, yeah, I'm just going to use these 2 units. Honestly, you don't even need Sheraton. Sheraton was there. All you really need is someone that can cast wind magic, lightning magic. Shantoto is great because she can cast all elements. So let's get in here. And let's show you just how to acquire the Esper, if that's all you want. Okay, the little intro, I'm going to skip all that because I've already read it. All right, so Garuda basically walks you through it, like what to do if you want to acquire the Esper. Okay, so he'll say, words echo in your mind, prove to me your strength. All right, if you blah, 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 whatever, offer unto me wind magic. So he's telling you, hit him with wind magic, right? And that's the first mission. Sheraton's just going to guard. Shantoto's just going to use arrow. Okay, so that's wind magic. All right, there we go. Offer unto me lightning magic. All right, let's use some lightning magic. Thunder, that works. Okay, oh, Sheraton can guard. In light of your valor, I shall forgive your transgression this once. And he runs away. All right, and you've acquired the Esper. Very nice. Now, Garuda currently isn't like a particularly impressive Esper. I'll show you the skill grid really quick. I've already basically maxed it out because I've just got, I've got tons of resources just from, playing the game forever. So it didn't take me long to max it out, but I'll show you really quick what the Garuda's skill grid looks like, as long as it doesn't hang up on me. So it's only 1 star. You can't get it any higher than 1 star currently. I don't know if they have it. I don't know if it has 2 stars or higher in JP yet. So not really sure what their plans are with Garuda. I would assume at some point he'll get 3 stars, but for now it's only 1 star. Here's what the skill grid looks like. It does take some ores to fully max out this grid. So you don't get enough skill points just by getting him to level 30 to max it out fully. But it doesn't take too much, I don't think. But anyways, he's got some killers. He's got Magic Plant Killer, Magic Beast Killer, Magic Insect Killer. And he also has this interesting ability, Dazzling Feather, which is a AoE 1-stack Mirage for the party for 3 turns. Could be useful in some situations. It also comes with jump damage boost, but no one's ever going to use that. So I'll only activate that node if when we get to, the 2nd star version, we need that node in order to get to something more impressive, probably for like a better Beast Killer, because it is attached to the Beast Killer line. But yeah, the killers are, I believe they are they 50%? If it'll show me. Oh no, it's actually 75, but it's only magic, so keep that in mind. But 75% magic could be useful on someone like Genesis, who maybe doesn't have, because he doesn't have all the best. Oh, this one's only 50%. So Beast is only 50. That's interesting. And Plant is only 50, but the Insect is 75. So it could actually be good on like Genesis, who if you're going up against another insect boss, Genesis is terrible to build for insect killers. Put that on him or something like that. But yeah, not a particularly impressive Esper at the moment. You see his stats aren't great compared to something like Bahamut or Azura. Not even really all that impressive compared to some other Espers like Ifrit for attackers, or like Ramuh and who am I thinking of? Leviathan for mages, right? So those are, I think, some of the better ones for mages. So, I think once Garuda gets 2-star, probably be a little bit more impressive. But yeah, he does come with nice resists. So it says 70% because I have the 20 extra percent node attached. Normally it's just 50, but I've got an extra 20% from activating that node. Gives you blind resist, 25% lightning, 50 or up to 70% wind resist, negative 25 water, negative 50 earth, right? And then, yeah, these are all the special things that he's got. You can also get Arrow, Aurora, Thunder, and Thundara for magic. So if you need those for any reason to be able to cast magic, sometimes it's useful for chaining on like a support unit. Those are there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to cover on this one. Like I said, not a whole lot going on this week. I will do an all missions clear on Garuda at some point this week and get that out to you guys. But other than that, really nothing to get excited about this week. Pretty dead week. I'm assuming Dark Visions will be coming next week, because I think Clash of Wills isn't coming for another 2 weeks. So it looks like they're just going to start overlapping Dark Visions and Clash of Wills from now on. I don't understand why they do that. They should have given us Dark Visions this week so we had something to do. And that way we're not overlapping events. And, you have 2 weeks of... It's the way they used to do it. I don't know why they've started changing this. You have 2 weeks of Dark Visions, then 2 weeks of Clash of Wills. It was a very nice setup. I don't understand why they've gone and just screwed that up now. It seems very silly. But anyways, it is what it is. Gumi being Gumi. Anyways, thank you guys so much for following me. I've talked your ear off. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the other side.